From the moment this project was first announced, I knew I wanted to visit it one day. This is the Zoo of Ghent by the marvelous builder Iben, someone who evidently knows so much about zoos and clever design. The Zoo of Ghent excels in an approach to realism and scale that is both grounded in reality and yet still ambitious and grand in execution, featuring various habitats inspired by European zoos, including some I'm very familiar with. Join me as we tour this marvel of clever, intricate building. Welcome to the Zoo of Ghent. Alright, boys and girls and everyone in between, you know the deal. This is a Jelboo zoo tour. That means, first of all, I've added chapters down below if you want to skip ahead to stuff that looks important, seems important to you. Go right ahead, do that now. If not, here we are at the introduction. We are here at the start. This is a Jelboo zoo tour, and that means a couple of things. First of all, it is a bit of a chaotic ride. We act as if we are there. We are a bit confused sometimes by the layout of zoos, but we do our best. We talk a lot about stuff, and we just have a lot of fun. We are here at the parking lot of the Zoo of Ghent. I'll probably be calling the Zoo of and the Zoo van Ghent interchangeably. But Ghent, famously a city that at the moment does not have a zoo. It used to have a zoo over a century ago. I've just read up about that on Wikipedia, and apparently it closed down. And when they did close down, they eventually sold some of the animals and actually hanged some of the other animals to get rid of them. You heard that right. They hanged them, including the bears, which they then which they then skinned and sold some of their pelts. So a very, very cool little fun fact to start our tour here at the Zoo of Ghent. I've been following this project for the past 11 months or so, and have been frothing at the mouth pretty much to visit it one day. And here I am at the zoo. I've loaded up the full deal with guests, with staff, with animals, and it is just an amazing little place. And I say little because it's little in surface. It is not little in actual execution. It is crazy. You'll just have to wait and see. We are here at the entrance building, where we have this cheerful little desk here. We'll get our tickets. I imagine it's gonna be like, what will this be? 28 euros, 30 euros probably for you to get in. We have some signs. I've loaded in the signs. Not all of them seem to be working. That's probably a skill issue on my part. But we have, I believe, the name of some really cool people who modded these animals into the game. Because, let me tell you, this save relies heavily on mods. So if you want to check it out, I would suggest going to the collection page on Eben's workshop, download the zoo, whichever shape or form you want it, and then check out the mod list that's over there. Or it's just names of people that made the blueprints, or just people that are important to Eben. I'm not quite sure. But right over here, as we enter, we have a gift shop. Let's check it out. It's just a sleek, standard modern design. Very Belgian. Nothing too crazy, honestly. But a lot of racks, lots of t-shirts, lots of plushes. And I love... actually, now that these souvenir shop islands, they have been sort of modified to look much more sleek and less, colorful and crazy. Nice touch here. Elephant statue, which has a bunch of people looking at it. I understand. But let's go right ahead. Interestingly, I try to plan ahead a little bit and not to get as lost as I usually do in zoos, because my sense of direction is notoriously not that good when I'm visiting zoos. Apparently it is just a problem of mine. But here we have the entrance area. We'll not be going there just yet. That is the petting zoo with the wonderful entrance here. We'll just take a rest here, check out the zoo map, and we'll find out that we want to visit the Asia section first, and that is what we're going to do. The zoo is running at a marvelous 16 frames per second, but we're going to just deal with that. I want the full experience. I want everyone in here. There's a guy over here. Is that a famous guy? It's Courtney Albrecht. He's just standing here. Alright, we start with the Asia zone. We're going to try and follow these red markers first, and then I think we're gonna end up with the yellow and the green after a little walk. So this is heading up to the Asian section, and right away you can see, I don't want to skip stuff, I just want to show you what we're looking at, these wonderful benches, the planter here in the middle, great stuff. Notice the slight variations in height here, really making this cobbled sort of plaza feel more realistic. It's never going to be perfectly flat, and it has these slight changes in height. And then all throughout, Iben has built this wonderful trim around his paths and these little fences keeping you where you need to be. And it's just, I mean, guys, just look at this stuff. The planting is gorgeous, the detailing with little leaf litter everywhere, the birdhouses added to the trees, the little prayer flags over here. We're already getting lost, but we're not getting lost, but even stuff like this. This is for the real zoo enthusiasts, right? People that want to see backstage. You get these little peeks backstage just to see what's going on. Very realistic. Plant Zoo 2, you know, people want to see backstage stuff in zoos, so I hope they put that in here. But yeah, we're already getting distracted by foliage. The first animal is coming up. Look at this gorgeous rock wall, by the way. Gorgeous stuff, looking so mud-packed and dense. And it's a very interesting way to start off, because we have the axis deer, if I'm not mistaken, the Visayan warty hog. And I believe there's also a rhinoceros in here somewhere. And if you get lucky, they'll bathe here in this water, and you'll actually get the opportunity to have an underwater viewing of a rhinoceros. And I'm not sure if you'll ever have had that experience. I surely haven't. But yeah, the rhinos aren't here at the moment, but this is just a wonderful first glimpse of this first habitat here. And one thing that I've really become a fan of is that Iben does what zoos do in real life, and that is that the foliage of the place that you built the zoo in dictates the foliage of the habitats. It's not like completely different set of trees and plants inside. You can do that, but the more cheaper and then less, complicated way is just using the trees that grow naturally in your environment. And it just works. And I almost didn't even look at this gorgeous Taj Mahal-esque palace construction here with a waterfall leading up to it. Wonderful design here, making use of some of the oldest pieces in the game, in fact. And this great dome. Look at the sleek design of these little blocks with just the separation between them to make it look like tiles. Great stuff. Great stuff, really. It looks so in place with Planet Zoo that you almost forget that it's comprised of 2,385 pieces and not just like a simple blueprint. It's just, and this beautiful fountain. We get a little glimpse here into the tapir habitat, I believe, but trust you me, we'll be getting a much better look in those cool huts over there. That really, those are so cool. Oh man, I want to go there already. But we'll go through the chosen route. You have a wheelchair, a ramp here, and you have some stairs. And we are, of course, heading into this palace first, because this offers us, first of all, this awesome little miniature jungle. Look at this. Look how cute this is. This little miniature jungle section showcasing the actual environment of. Look at how cool this is. Look how neat this is. Clever use of these small little pieces to really explain even some of them bathing, and then the water is actually the frost pieces, the little huts there. This is so clever, so cute. Really is. You get a little stand here, a little shop. This awesome statue here. Look at this. Custom made with even some offerings here, some incense. Explanation about which elephants are present in this zoo. And then we get the indoor area here for the Sumatran elephant is actually, I believe, the one that's in here. A classic indoor elephant habitat with these logs here in the wall. I'm taken back to my visit to Ebenya, but probably many other zoos have this. But yeah, look at this chain, the food hanging down from the chain here. All the heavy frames here, the skylights. They're very, very, very thick barriers here, making sure everyone, both the animal and the visitor, is safe. The little walkway up here. This is, in case you didn't know, built by someone who knows a lot about zoos. Iben, who's actually a friend of Goran, who was also featured heavily on this channel, if you don't remember. He just knows how zoos work. He knows what zoos are. Here we get a little miniature version of the building we are in. Also very, very realistic touch here. And we want to go back outside and check out here, I think, before we move on. Yes, indeed. This is a first look at the elephants. And I'll have you know that almost every animal species gets its own sign in here, where you get the name, you get an explanation about, some facts about them. And then this little funny sign, don't touch the animals. Or actually, yes, we get to see our first animal. There we go. We get a little mud pool here. Look at the way the water is spouting from this. Great stuff. Then we get the mud pool, so incorporated perfectly into the terrain with a little vent here. Or that's not a vent, I'm forgetting the word. But it's all this stuff. It's like these tree guards to keep these trees safe from being destroyed by the elephants. It's stuff like that, man. The little custom feeder here. It's all those little things that turn this zoo into, in a way, a very down-to-earth experience. There is some, as you can see, some big ambitious things in here, but the zoo would not look out of place in Belgium if it were a real thing. And it looks so cool with the tree guards here. And there you get one of the elephants slowly making its way over to us. But that is not the only animal we get to see here, because we also get the rhino. Should be here somewhere, right? Or did it not? There it is. We get the rhino. We get the warty hog. And there you go. There you get all three of the animals living in here at the same time. Such a funny collection. Again with the gorgeous tree here. More of these birdhouses in here. Oh, it's so beautiful. Look at the way the roots are growing on top of this hill with the exposed rocks. That's so cool, man. That's so cool. Oh, I know what these are. Are these like prayer wheels? I think they are. And these are these little prayer flags. Oh man. Gorgeous stuff. The little pool there at the back with the barriers for the rhinos and the other animals. It's always kind of funny that you think that rhinos don't really need crazy barriers, just put some thick poles close to each other. But then of course you still need to have the other animals. Oh, this is something I also want to show you. The way that the water from this little pool leaks into this section here. And you get this gorgeous little water mud pool section that the rhino, if it wants to, can bathe and roll around in. And it's just all these little things. Look at the intricate rock work, the little exposed dead plants here. It's those little things that really separate builders like Iben from the rest of us, right? You get the aviary, one of the aviaries there in the back. It's so cool, man. It really is. It's those little things. Alright, we move past this palace. Let's actually go through here because we get this gorgeous little doorway. And that we're going to take a left here first because we are going to check out Saptu and her friends, There she is, or he is, I'm not quite sure. There we go. Oh, she's there. I don't know. I don't know. Feels like it's a female. I don't know why I get that impression. It's a male. Okay, shows what I know. Anyway, these huts, I don't know why, but this piece is a challenge to use well, right? It's a cool piece, but this is really making use well of this piece and create these gorgeous bamboo huts. It's so atmospheric. It's so rustic. We're going to go in here and just check out these little huts above the water. These are stilt houses, right? I think that's what. Houses to keep you safe from when the water rises. We get boats hanging down here, fishing nets, just a storeroom for stuff. And you can look at the tapirs to the left and the right of you. They're probably separated. That's probably the idea, right? I think that's the general idea with tapir keeping, is that you separate them from each other. We get some glimpses of what's coming, but don't worry, we'll get there. We'll get there, don't worry. Both tapir yards, and yes, there is a babi rusa. Such a charismatic, funky little animal. Oh, there's two. I really don't know what I'm talking about. There's just tapirs everywhere. I don't know, man. But look at this man. Look how the light comes through automatically, because that's just the way the piece works. But look at the little rays of sunlight filtering through. It even works kind of on the floor. Good. And then look at the little cabinet with the statues. The lighting here is so good with everything. Babi Rusa indoor, and then here at the end we get some hammocks and a final view here of tapir. You get another glimpse to the rhinos should you need it. And here is more tapir stuff. Great, these huts are so beautiful, man. It's not a crazy design, but the way it all works together, the scale of it is not too big. The colors work off of each other. Fantastic. Really. Even this little tree barrier, what am I talking about? Sun barrier, something like it. My English usually tends to fail a bit during these tours. Then we get another show-stopping design here, based off, I believe, the Amsterdam Zoo artist. To the left, first of all, we look to the left, is the tapir's bathing area with electrical wire to keep them off of the rocks. We get the plants growing on the edges here. Oh, this guy is sick. Okay, then let's treat him. The vet is coming to collect him. But yeah, just imagine. I remember there in the Antwerp Zoo, there's tapirs. They have this bathing area, and in all of my years going there, I've seen them using it only once. So if you get really lucky, I guess you can check out the tapirs bathing. But then at the other end, you get an even more impressive concept, and that is the Sumatran elephant, the banteng, the lion-tailed macaque, all in one view. They do seem to having some issues with the climbing frame. That's a bit of a shame because it's really, really good. But the elephants can get into the water and can come very, 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 very close to you. And in case you're wondering, like, can't they just come over here and climb out of this place? Well, it does have, as you can tell, a very subtle barrier in the water. And right before this barrier, the water gets very, very, very deep, meaning that should the elephants ever come here, it's pretty much impossible for them to climb over this. It is a really cool design. They're not doing it for us at the moment, but we do get this great view. Look at the density of this view. We get 3 species of animals. We get the building here, the trees, and then we get the actual city apartments there at the back. The macaque using its climbing frame there, displaying it for us. What a gorgeous habitat. So much to look at, so much going on. Really realistic. Even more electrical wire to keep you safe. And, man, look at these exposed roots once again. It's so cool. Why don't I do that? Oh, it's so cool. Look how natural that looks. These gorgeous oak trees. And he just does it everywhere, by the way. It's really a thing in this zoo. Oh yeah, there's one place. You'll see. I don't want to spoil stuff. But great habitat, of course. And we'll get a good look at it. We've come to a little village here that we'll check out later. We're going to the right first at the tea company, which has seen better days, to be honest. But we get this old weathered building by theirs with a bicycle, some boxes, and we get a view here, an alternative view into the elephant yard. That seems to be the indoor area for the macaque. We get some backstage stuff. We get elephant poop. They actually have a lot of space. And I think one thing that you have to try and do with elephant yards, because they're so big, is whenever you look into them, it has to look completely different. Like, you almost don't really realize that this is the same place as the view we just had. You know what I mean? It's just a good way of doing it. You don't want people necessarily to see it all in one go. Just keep some mystery intact is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, good gracious. What a gorgeous habitat. We're not supposed to go into the tower, or perhaps it is sometimes allowed or not. But we do have some guests really not obeying the rules here. Guys, that is, I'm not sure that is where you are supposed to be standing. Oh, okay, you're just joined by this person. Anyway, Mahi. Do they love the water more or the land? Do they have hairs on their face? This is the Sumatran elephant, one of many kinds of elephant that there are. I wish they would be using the water. I hope they actually can get in there. Let me just do a little check. Can you guys actually get in this water? Yeah, you can. Come on, you should showcase it for us. But yeah. Oh, we actually clicked the right elephant. Mahi. This is Mahi. Great habitat, obviously. And then, but even beyond that, just a great path, a great environment, a cool watchtower. And we continue to this little village here. This clearly draws inspiration from a little section in the Belgian Zoo Plankendaal, which is either the second best, or you could almost say the best zoo in Belgium. That's a hot take, but if you want to talk about it more, find me on Discord. But this is a village here. And we get, what is this all about? Maybe a school or a little restaurant setting here. Looks like it's a school. I love all these little signs. I know you can't necessarily see it all of the time, but it has these typical like educational signs like, oh, you might have this question about the animal, you might have this question, and just these little sort of almost clickbait big titles that you want to read everything about it, making it educational and also a bit surprising and entertaining. You get another look here into this habitat through the windows at the school here. Look at the beautiful color schemes here. This is where the teacher would sit. Cute little classroom. Oh my god, it even has backpacks hanging on the... Oh, that's so cool. All this little stuff. I don't want to skip anything. These little school supplies locked away. Hey man, what's up? This bathroom, even with the arrow going around the... It's stuff like this, man. Look how good this is. This is the thing. You almost skip over it because this looks so much like a real building. You're like, oh yeah, that's a real building. But trust me, like if you play Planet Zoo or if you've seen me play Planet Zoo, this doesn't come naturally. Buildings don't look like this in Planet Zoo if you just built them in 60 seconds. It takes a lot out of you to make something like this look this natural and real. You know what I mean? like just the use of decals to make this look a bit muddy. The use of these gutters and everything, and these pieces under the roof to make it look more connected and heavy. The motorcycle. Gorgeous stuff. The school bell. The broom. Everything here is awesome. Yes. The ranger's office. Karim, the ranger who works here. Another look outside. Just more educational stuff. Probably one of those, educational like computer displays. It's so cool. Binoculars, a radio, little plants. It's just so detailed. It's so much fun. Then you get a little shop here with, of course, a custom kitchen built back there. And then this is a well-kept secret in the zoo. The elephant rides. And this is, I've heard, actually based on the Prague Zoo, where you get this elephant sort of model and you can sit on it. And then it shows on the screen like an elephant ride. Why does that look like the shotgun from a Doom game? Anyway, you get this elephant ride, and then this thing moves like back and fro, and then side to side, and you get the feeling of like riding on an elephant in the forests of Asia, of India, Sumatra. So cool. It's very hard to miss. So if you come here, if you tour this zoo, but look at the decal work. Look how cool this is. This looks so old and weathered. And I know that's what these decals were made for and put into the game for, but look how many of them there are. Just to make these borders look real. I know I've spent a lot of time here. Let's go to the most show-stopping part of the mall. A train has stopped here. And if we are to board this train, then you can see some cool fencing right ahead. We get, by the way, a very realistic train. And then you get the Asiatic lion in here. And there you get one of the females. There's a male in here as well. A lion habitat with this cool place for them to rest. There's actually a scratching pole hidden inside that telegraph pole over there. And I wonder if we'll actually get to see them use it. But yeah, this is also based on Blankendal in a way. They do have a train there, but I actually don't remember the train actually offering a view into the Asiatic lion habitat. By the way, look at this gorgeous mod. We've had an Asiatic lion mod, but this is a new one. We're actually speeding up for some reason. But we look at them interacting over there. I'm not sure how many of them are in here. Perhaps only 2. But great habitat once again. And I mean that in the sense that there's 3 of them. I mean that in the sense, oops, we are on top of the train, just to find out that the train, obviously on the top of it, is also detailed and packed with stuff to look at. Of course, you don't even see half of this stuff, but of course, Iben did that and even put leaves on there, because that's what happens when an object stands still for a while. So cool. We actually get a bit of an incidental view here, and it's not amazing, this build, in terms of like, it's not crazy big, spectacular and wild, but it is amazing in that it actually is real. Like it feels like a real place, and that is just as impressive as something that feels like a place that only could exist in the game, if you know what I mean. So we follow this path onward, continuing to be amazed by the wonderful planting and rock work here. I hope I haven't missed anything. There seems to be a little road to the left here to get another view here. Hey, are you supposed to be there? I'm not sure if these people are supposed to be there. We see a little generator there. Awesome. And then we get another great little moment here. Look at this. Apparently based on the Rotterdam Zoo, which I have been to a long time ago. Might be mistaken there. But look at this view here of the gorgeous rockwork for the red panda being framed by these two, I believe, more Chinese palaces. It's so cool. The way it just opens up to you. You turn this corner and you get this view. It's so cool, so monumental. But even these little pillars here are well made. And then this little wheelbarrow where someone's been cleaning the leaves off of the path. One thing this zoo also does well is, even though it's mostly built on a flat map, it hides away so well the rest of the zoo wherever you are. And you do get these little glimpses, like right over here, which is a great little touch. Once again, this little glimpse here, where if you get lucky, you can get another really cool picture. Look at the city there. But if it wants to, it hides away all of that stuff and you feel secluded. And that is really cool. Something a lot of zoo builders really want to achieve every single time. But we get the red panda here. We're going to get a choice here of where to go. We're going to go left first, but first we're going to check out the red panda's habitat over here. They get plenty of trees to climb, these little barrels for them to sleep in. And they actually don't live here alone. They do have the company of the serow, which is an animal that, as far as I know, is kept in only one country in the world, in China. A very interesting animal. If you would ever see them in the real world, consider yourself blessed. Both in the wild or in a zoo. But the pandas do get these awesome climbing frames. Of course, this is plant soothed, so they are on the ground. But this rock, gorgeous stuff. And then Eben's trademark decals on the rock to make it look a bit more weathered and old. I've stolen this from him shamelessly in Sunset Gardens, actually. But let's move on. This is gonna be a long tour. I'm not sure if I should rush it, but almost feel embarrassed. I remember in the beginning I toured the zoo for like 30 minutes and I was like, this is gonna be a long video, guys. And now I'm just like completely going wild and touring. We're going to go left first because we get another view into the lion habitat. With this beautiful tea house over here. Circular, detailed. Perhaps it is actually a restroom or something. It might just be that Goron. Yeah, that Goron. Am I saying Goron? I'm so sorry that Iben. You must understand why I mixed you up there sometimes. I love Goron's toilets. But yeah, this is another view. Oh yes, there they are showcasing it for us perfectly. The other end of the lion habitat with the railway here tying it together with the other end of the habitat over here. It's so cool, man. This little moat here. Look at the way the sun hits this little patch of land here in the water. I'm going to assume that this might just be their backstage. Beautiful. Beautiful stuff. Everything about it. The realism of it, the scale of it, the execution of it. Great stuff. I'm in love with this place, man. I followed it, there we get our first view into another spectacular area. The Siamang and the Sumatran orangutan are over here. Don't worry, we'll go over there and visit it all. But this is a great first look. Is the Siamang, was it actually, oh, that was cool. Was it hanging off of this branch here? It can do that. That's so cool. And this one is actually sitting on top of the bamboo. They are showcasing really interesting behaviors over here. And then you get one of them about to go into its backstage area. Let's head down there because I want to check out this place. Don't worry, we'll check out this and this. In the background, you get Eben's personal take on Ebenya, the much discussed newest addition to Paradisa. He called it Ebenya, and it's great, but we'll not go in there just yet. We'll go through the intended entrance over here. So this is the orangutan section here. The water from one habitat, from the lions, I guess, turns into a waterfall over here and becomes the moat here for the orangutan and the siamang. Oh, let's ignore that for now. But yes, this is another gorgeous little section sunken down with these beautiful bamboo and these palaces in the background. And you get these separate little islands for them to visit with great climbing frames. And then, surprise, there's actually another animal living in here, the Asian small-clawed otter. A classic addition to orangutan habitat. It has been done in some places around the world, including in 2 of the zoos in Belgium. The otters with the orangutans, they really make very, very interesting neighbors. They interact with each other in funny ways. Otters are, of course, such a charismatic zoo animal. But what I love about this habitat, and I'm very happy for Iben, is that the orangutan actually uses a climbing frame and actually moves around the islands. Because whenever I do this, they just hang around in the main island and they don't. I don't know why, but here they are actually showcasing the habitat. Of course, if this were an actual orangutan, it would be swinging like this. But we'll have the sequel. And one thing, and I have to thank Goran for actually pointing this out, it has these little ropes in the water. And in case you've noticed these are for primates like the orangutan who aren't necessarily good at swimming. Should they fall into the water, they can actually grab a hold of one of those ropes or the sandbag and help themselves back on the land. As you can tell, they can get inside there and sleep or take shelter from the elements. And it is such a wonderful habitat. So much space for them to roam around. Lovely. Lovely stuff. Also this view here from like the educational stand. I believe there's like a speaker hidden here. So you sit here, you listen to the explanation, you check out the sights. You put your stroller here with the kids. That's the dad experience, of course. You eat some banana and then you move on, right? Great stuff. Are you actually stuck here, my guy? Or my girl? Can I help you? We've moved Wangi to a safe location. Fantastic. Let's go up here, and I don't actually wanna go here first. Through this gorgeous gate to the right, we get another very heavily themed little viewing area. I thought this was backstage, but it's actually meant to be for guests. And it's themed around the red panda, but actually it has a view into the elephant poop yard, because man, that's a lot of poop. Great stuff. Alright, look at the it's those moments when zoos don't hide the chaos that's actually going on with the shelter and the trees and the city in the background. That's also fun. But heading up here, we get the golden takin. And another clever trick here from the clever boy that is Iben is this over there. And I think you can actually see one of them. Yes, the markhor back there seems to be living inside this habitat, doesn't it? But this is actually a separate habitat altogether, and you'll find out how that works a bit later on. But this is actually two habitats, and I think you can sort of tell when we move like this that it doesn't quite, interact the way you expect it to. But we get the marker back there. I mean, you could imagine these animals living together, but I think the trick actually makes it a bit even more fun. But we get the golden tack in here. Such a funky little animal, isn't it? I only really found out about their existence not that long ago, like somewhere in the 2010s, I think, when the Antwerp Zoo had them for the first time, and they're just really, really interesting looking guys. Very unique design. But, oh, and I really love the fact that the Markhor are actually using the rock as intended. Really cool stuff. We move here, and these palaces have been teasing us. We're not going to go there just yet. There's some stuff to look at inside. But we get the Takin. I did install the mod for the tufted deer, which you saw back there, but it doesn't seem to be loading or working. Perhaps that's an issue with the mod over here. Here's the implied shelter for the Takin, and then you get the Markhor back there. And as you can see now revealed to you, there's actually a moat here. And then you get this cool electric wire grass here as well. We have now moved around these, and we're not going to go there just yet. We're going to go over here to check out the... Don't worry, I've planned ahead, guys. We're going to check out Tintin, the golden-faced, golden snub-nosed monkey. What is its name again? The golden snub-nosed monkey, yes. Yes, interestingly, Paradisa has acquired some of these not that long ago, one of the first zoos to actually exhibit them outside of their natural range, if I'm not mistaken. And we get this really, really cool habitat for them. And what they actually are capable of, and I would have hoped that they could actually do it, is that they can climb on top of this roof and actually hang out on the roof. They're not doing that at the moment. They were doing that in Iben's showcase of his zoo. But once again, those buildings here, we want to go in them, right? As you can see, there is stuff inside, so don't worry, we'll check that out. What a cool gate! Why is this gate so cool to me? It's been in the game since base game, but it's cool. Oh, sorry. Ooh. Aha, yes. Café Emmanuel. This one comes with a bit of an environmental story. You get these hotels with custom, by the way, look at these look at these custom vending machines. But you get a hotel and a cafe, and they're not really doing too well, very weathered. And you get, this is such a clever place. It even is a bar, an actually functioning bar with seat. Look at these cool seats. This is so cool. And then you get this really cool. I can imagine guests actually boink walking into this glass, but we're actually not getting to see the animal that lives in here. Trust me, there is something in living in here. But look at this clever door that is actually glass. But we're going to check them out through here. What piece is this? What is this? The temple stone support beam? Okay, guys, touching this piece made my computer freak out. But yes, this is the temple ruins piece upside down. And look at the cool texture that it gives you. Once again, I've never seen anything like this ever before in Planet Zoo. That's why you look at these zoos to find out techniques like this. So late into the game too. This is a really, really cool environmental storytelling habitat. And so, this is so clever. You can walk onto this truck that has loaded these freshly cut logs onto it. And then you get a look at this very, very sad storytelling moment here with the Red River hog in a completely decimated landscape. And of course, there's actually a porcupine as well. Of course, you know that in a habitat with hogs, they would actually decimate it on their own, right? But making use of that fact that they would actually destroy their habitats and creating this very depressing little habitat is so clever. And Iben does that a lot. I think some of it is even flying over my head, and that's why I implore you to go check out his videos where he explains all about this. But his environmental storytelling and his conservation messaging is also very, very strong. Hello, I'm Pingo Tree, we meet again, best tree in the game. But of course, we want to check out, and we are sprinting. We want to check out one of the main attractions here, and that is right over here. The Zoo of Ghent is one of the lucky zoos in the world that has been granted the giant panda from the Chinese government. I thought. Where are you guys? Okay, the panda was hiding away in its shelter. I put it outside just for us to see. Yes, the giant panda, in case you didn't know, they can only live outside of Chinese zoos if the Chinese government gifts your country giant pandas. And it's sort of a tool used in diplomacy as well. Very clever trick, actually. Belgium has received some of them. And the Zoo of Ghent apparently also does. And this is the giant panda habitat with these very fun little climbing frames for them to interact with. We get the rock here from the red panda, serving as an actual pretty cool backdrop for the panda habitat as well. It's going back inside, okay. I'm sorry, I just woke you up from a nap or something. But we get the wonderful and large scale panda habitat where Chuan lives. And I have to take notes of this building because I kind of want to build something like this myself. It will not look like this, I will say that right away. Because there's no way in hell that I'm going to be able to do this. But these buildings do hide some stuff inside. They're not fully finished. But let's actually not think about that too much right now. And go over here. We get a gift shop that is fine. I don't think it's fully modeled. So I think Iben would call this fine as well. But over here, this is really the draw of this location, and that is the restaurant. And I'm so glad we didn't skip this. This restaurant over here has everything. This little kiosk here at the beginning, it is somewhere where you grab your own food, and it has the plates, it has the cutlery, it has all of the food ready for you to get, the mayonnaise, and whatever this is. You get fruits, you get meats, you get pasta, whatever you need. You get tomatoes. Ah, man. And then you sit down at one of these seats. You even get salt and pepper. Look at that. And you get a view of the panda habitat. And right over here, if you sit here, you get a view of the orangutan habitat. And if you sit over here, well, if you sit over here, that's your choice. You get a view of this roof. You know, sometimes in a zoo you see a roof and you have to accept it for what it is, right? Of course, I think it's a very deliberate choice there by Iben that you can't always get the glamour that you seek. So yeah, gorgeous, gorgeous stuff. And that almost concludes the Asian section, if I'm not mistaken. We need to go over here and check out an animal that's become a bit of a meme for some people. This is Roger, an animal that really, really made Goron's life difficult when he was building for him and the file. And he has moved to Iben's zoo, Roger the Tanuki. And during Goron's stream, he was nowhere to be seen. And I think I see him right over there. This is Roger. Actually does have a mate, the Tanuki. A simple, gorgeous little habitat with a little stream here for him to drink from. With little pebbles and everything. Cute, simple, and then you still get this wonderful density that I love talking about. Sightline, 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 sightline. Great stuff. And here you get the final... look at this, yes! With the temple there and the markhor. So cool, and you know that's deliberate. You know that's deliberate. You know that is designed to be like this, where you can see the dome over there. Here you get the markhor with a gorgeous habitat as well. And then I believe we are leaving the Asian section and we're going to enter the African section, which will then, I believe, lead into the Eurasian section, because we're doing the zoo in an order that I came up with myself. Yeah, but it's because of the view of the red panda habitat. I wanted you to see it like that. If I had followed this route, you wouldn't have seen it in the same way. So here's the African section, and first of all, let's ignore the giraffe for now and look at this awesome playground. I know in every tour I've been freaking out about playgrounds, but you don't put this in a normal zoo in Plant Zoo because your guests don't interact with it. And this is such a real. I keep saying that, but of course, across from the big savannah habitat, you would put the big savannah themed restaurants and the playground, like, of course. And it's just a really well made playground with all of the stuff that you could imagine kids playing with. The little ones, the big ones. Look at these little very recent pieces, by the way, with the strings under it. The springs, actually, sorry. And then you get this awesome, look at this. Like, if you've been to a zoo, you've been to this place, right? If you've been to a zoo anywhere in the world and you've seen a place like this. This large plaza with the, I love the organic shapes, by the way. Have I pointed it out? The organic shapes Iben has going on here. I remember, I don't know where it was. One of the zoos of him that I toured that were unfinished also had these great organic shapes to the pathing, and I also fell in love with that there. But the color schemes, the changes in elevation here, the restrooms. Okay, let's make sure not to skip that, but it's so cool. It's so big also. I love the scale. This is where you as a zoo prepare for so many people to come and have food. Because it's so big. I love that there's so much space reserved. Look at these awesome open buildings. You actually get food right there in the middle. Oh man. So cool. These little hamburger boxes. What? Okay, that's not a piece. That's a piece from the shop. Okay. I think I'm getting ahead of myself. The hamburger boxes are part of the shops. He didn't make those himself. But anyway, we get these kiosks to order with the little payment safari grill. Gorgeous sign here. Yes. So cool. And it just keeps going. You get a second playground. Oh man. Let's actually head back past the kiosks if we've been skipping some animals, because we do get the big classic savannah here to our left. Let's actually look at it. So, what's in here? A whole bunch of animals, as is customary. Right now we see the blue wildebeest, we see the Dama gazelle. I also know that the South African giraffe is in here. And even though this is a very big habitat, you still have it hiding away. Look at the giraffe. We just saw only its head there. Talking about how clever stuff is hidden away. It can hide away an entire giraffe, this habitat. And then we get the ostrich in here. Great stuff. And even these little touches like maintenance being done on this roof. So you get a ladder and these barriers here. The gutters and everything. The gorgeous flamingo habitat with the island in the middle. You also get the pelicans, and as a backdrop, more savannah. Great stuff. I love the lighting as well. If you load the zoo, 1430 is the ideal lighting time, and also because this is in Belgium, Iben has set it to overcast. And let me tell you, this is what the Belgian weather looks like most of the year. We get more pelicans and flamingos and more savannah in the backdrop. We get the giant eland over there. And then interestingly, this is something I'll talk about when I get there, but you might have seen some decidedly not African animals there. And that's also a very clever bit of storytelling by Iben. I think we've covered all of the animals in here. Oh, no, we're forgetting something, and I'm so glad I thought of it before we did it. The section over here, we almost skipped it. I'm not sure if it's going to lead me to an entirely different part of the zoo. But right over here, we just make a run for it, because right over here is a whole other section that we nearly skipped. So let's go counterclockwise, why not? Right over here we get the yellow-backed duiker. And I think the okapi lives in here as well. And in every habitat I've ever seen that advertised a duiker, there's the okapi going ham. I know you're showing yourself, but duikers, they just love to hide away. Oh no, it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing, this place. Oh man. Okay, I'm glad I came here. Imagine having skipped this. Look at the apartment peeking through. Oh yes, 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 yes. Gorillas. And then I love the naturalistic border behind us, but the gorilla island over here. And yeah, what you love to see is you don't often see this actual trees in a habitat for apes. You know, apes, they are known to be, you know, they are creative, they're intelligent, they sort of play with their environment, they could destroy trees and plants, and also it's just a risk. Imagine branches falling and them using them to get out of the habitat. But still, in those places that you see actual trees in ape habitat, it just lends this whole different credos? I'm looking for a word. I'm credit. I don't know what it is, but look at the gorillas. There's also, I believe, the Brazos monkeys in there as well. But I love it. Always the gorilla climbing frames being this more heavy and thick constructions. Great stuff. Look at them showcasing it for us. Amazing. Good terraforming here on the side as well. So yeah, we got our little private section here of the gorilla island. That's not the Brazos monkey. Which was this one again? Hamlin's monkey. All right. I believe this is what we call in Belgium, in Dutch, the uilkat meerkat. Uilenkop meerkat. I don't know why, to make it very confusing. So yeah, gorillas and the monkeys over here living together. And then you get this cool entrance there to their shelter. I feel like I might have missed something regardless. And then we get this very cool ramp elevating us higher up to check out the okapi and the duiker, should it actually be inclined to show itself. There is the okapi. It gets a very cool lush habitat, lots of shade. There's 2 of them in here at least. I love that I'm either wondering, there they are, okay, there they are. Great. So the mod worked. I was about to say that the mod might not work as intended. And then you get the view here. And I think I'm also should be able to view this from the front. We get the mandrill, this is the Brazos monkey, and the pygmy hippo in a very cool combination of the 3 climbing frames for the monkeys, water for the pygmy hippo, and in a view you rarely get the pygmy hippos actually elevated above another habitat that we're going to check out at the end of all of this. I kind of underestimated the Africa section, I really did, so I'm glad I made this little detour. So the mandrill, the pygmy hippo, look at this little guy, I love pygmy hippos. Look at the gorgeous pathing, the finishing here, the rocks, Walter, the pygmy hippo, TV, and Tono. There it is. We go downwards once again. Ah, now I see a place that we kind of saw earlier on. Charcoal burning right over here. Another threat to the environment, really. Part of the environmental storytelling that Iben is so adept at. The Belgium Auto Care Workshop. This very, very, very heavily loaded bicycle. Charcoal burning. Logs. Deforestation and all of its effects. And I think this path just leads to... Yeah, okay. We've been there. So yeah, a little bit of a moment of solemn storytelling. But right over here you get the bongo, Olaf the bongo. And Olaf the bongo lives below the pygmy hippo and its monkey friends. But right over here we get the leopard habitat, which I believe is home to the African leopard. There we go. This has sort of big vibes for their Persian leopard. This is the African leopard. Gets a sizable habitat. I remember Goran was streaming this and we were wondering, oh, why do leopards often get the short end of the stick when it comes to the size of their habitats? But this one is much bigger than you would usually see for leopards. I love how it is actually well camouflaged even within the game. And at the other end, you do get the bongo. Look at this, another multi-layered view here. Fence, bongo, rock wall, fence, monkey, fence. Rock wall, fence, rock wall, trees, city. It's that kind of density that you want to achieve. Another view here into the leopards. And next up we get the aardvark. And what I love here the most is this curved glass window. I don't know why, but I love it. There you get the aardvark, so close you can almost pet it. It has its little burrow, its little mud walls. Great, private, secluded little habitat. There we're full circle, and I'm going to have a little break and drink some tea. And we're back, and we're headed towards the next zone here, the Eurasian zone. And one thing Iben did here, and I will point that out because I pretty much recall him saying the same thing, is that the end of the Africa savanna sort of has this interesting Eurasian savanna. And I think it also works if you visit this zoo the other way around. You get the Eurasian savanna and then the African savanna. And I think the goal here of this design was just to emphasize that, well, in Europe, in Eurasia, but also in Europe, we used to have a lot of nature, a lot of large animals. But Europe is one of the places in the world where I believe the most, well, animals have been the most pushed away, the most driven away from especially the larger ones. And we used to have wolves and bears and visons and everything, and they just don't live in Europe anymore. We do get like boars and foxes and wolves maybe, but you won't find a bear in Western Europe. There's maybe, I don't know, there's bears, there's no bears to be found anywhere close to where I live. But what we find nowadays in Africa, you could find in Europe as well, is what this is trying to say. And I think that's just another one of those little humbling moments, really, where you have to stop and think like, oh man, we've kind of been messing it up, haven't we? We get this step with the Vicent and the Rzeszwalski horse. I keep saying that wrong. I keep saying Rzeszwalski because I feel like I heard somewhere that you have to say Rzeszwalski, but it might just be Przezwalski. I'm not sure. What a word. What a world. Anyway, we move on. We get some glimpses into the Arctic wolf habitat right over here. Yes, indeed. I believe I saw an Arctic wolf, or was that a fox? I think it was a wolf, right? The Arctic wolf gets its own habitat here to our left, although this one has vanished. There we go. There we see it once again. Big trees, wide paths. And then we end up in this aviary. And this aviary is very interesting because it's based on an aviary in the Antwerp Zoo, the zoo in the world that I've been to the most. And that is an aviary. It's well known for having lots of African birds, but also the African buffalo. And this is the version of that aviary with a twist. It actually features a domesticated form. Look at this rock work. Of the aurochs, which is an extinct animal. I don't recall if Iben... I think Iben knows that this animal is extinct, and he just put like a modern... Yeah, I think this is the heck version of it, the modern sort of reinterpretation almost of that animal. And look at it, we got these large buffalo-like animals, and then we get vultures, we get the bald ibis. Look at all of them eating over there. Looks like it's just been feeding time. Of course, ideally in a zoo like this, you would have them perching here and there. And that is where, of course, Planet Zoo 2 is going to come in. But look at this gorgeous rockwork over here, man. And with the lighting of the fencing on it as well. But yeah, the aviary in the Antwerp Zoo is recommended. Is one of the highlights of the zoo for sure. And there we do get the vultures flying. It's gonna look so good when we get something like this in the sequel, man. Oh, actually get some pheasants in here as well. This is going to be... I mean, this is great, don't get me wrong, this is fantastic. But the sequel will let us do this with so much less hassle, and it will be even better because the birds will actually behave the way you want them to, and they will actually be sitting on these trees and everything. It's gonna be so good, it's gonna be so good. And if we leave this, we are actually on the roof of the staff building, which is another nod to the Antwerp Zoo. Although it's under construction right now, it does have this sort of skywalk over the shop and toilets and restaurant. And it's been under construction for a long time. I just wish they would actually move and do something. But we are now on top of that staff building. There's butterflies here and everything. And you get a glimpse of some stuff that's to come. Because trust me, there's still a lot to see in this zoo. It's gonna be a long tour. I mean, you're there in the future. You can look at the runtime down below. Before we head to the boat or ship over there, we'll go to the petting zoo, which is very, very crowded, I know. I love the vibe of the entrance here. It has that decidedly old European zoo feel. And we get the petting zoo, where we do get the pot-bellied pig. And a donkey. We get chickens. Coon the chicken. I call it a petting zoo, but it doesn't... I'm not sure if it's intended to be a petting zoo or just a farm yard animal zoo. I'm almost skipping over it a bit too much. I think that's because of my automatic personal rejection of petting zoos. I'm not a huge fan of them. But I think what stands out here is the rustic, down-to-earth design of it all. With these white tiles, very Flemish. Here you get the opportunity to check out the goats indoors. There's actually sheep there as well. If you know anything about petting zoos, do you know the goats would actually be standing on top of these things and walking around like this because goats love to climb? And then you get the actual petting zoo section here. Laying the sheep and the goats with plenty of these little climbing structures for them. Very, very cute indeed. Places to disinfect our hands. That is this little cute section over here. Now, if we look at the signposts, we're now going to be... We've done those, right? I think all we need to check out is this section. And this is pretty much what you would call the Americas. Not necessarily, but this is like very south of America to very north of America is pretty much the intention here. Although, yeah, you'll find out. You'll find out. But I think what stands out right away is this ship that Iben just casually built. And believe you me, we're going to go inside, and there's so much to see. But I just want you to appreciate what he's done here. Just the look of this, even when you're standing here. This is someone who knows how to build implant zoo. Someone who's looked at ships and knows how to build them. And we get our view here of the seal habitat. I think they're actually over there. They're not in this side. We get the seal habitat. Oh, there's one of them. And I think one thing that I want to point out once again is this trademark Iben trick of making these 4 rocks look a bit old and almost damaged by putting these decals on there. That's like a thing he did that I immediately adapted myself. There's a little coffee stand here over there. I love it. This cute little, almost way too cramped coffee stand. Fantastic. Wake up coffee. And here you can put your bottles and stuff. And I think, yes, we get a view here into the walrus habitat. Yes, thank the Lord that we did finally get this walrus mod. It is one of the best in Sunset Gardens. Very, very soon you'll also be seeing the walrus. But yes, around this ship you get the pinnipeds, the walrus, the seal. Look at how majestic and slow it's moving. Great stuff. Fantastic stuff. The seal in here as well. We want to move on. We want to see everything there is to see here. Through this rock work, we get a view here into the seal habitat part 2, or is this the sea lion? Hang on. Yeah, we couldn't skip this viewing window, could we? But what's in here? Also seal? I think this is also the seal, but just like a lower view of it. We can get very close to them. The seals are not playing along with us. They're kind of hiding away. Or maybe it's very deep in there and they're just under the water. That's true. But the Ericsson ship, we can enter through here. Do you think we should go in or not yet? We're gonna do it. We're going to go in. It's not like you could reply, but look at the weather. What piece is this? Plastic opaque panel, a rectangle. Look at the weathered look of this, and then the nails and everything and the trim. Great stuff. We entered the ship and we are instructed to learn about the sturgeon. The stur, an animal under threat. And they are in here, or they're supposed to be. But it might be that I haven't calibrated my mods perfectly and they're actually hanging out on top of their habitat. That's very feasible. But look, guys, look at the interior here. All of the detailing. Look at this see-through sturgeon habitat. Things to press, things to look at, things to read, but the detailing of this ship, the little nails and everything. I think the sturgeons are actually, I think they're gonna ruin the vibe a little bit, but look at this, guys. Look at this. So good. So realistic. And you get, oh yes, the sea lion through this window here. What a fantastic place. What a delight. We get the tower here, the light tower. What a great design, man. So good, even with the little barriers here to hold on to. And then the next window you get the walruses. Freaking genius. Absolutely perfection. It's so good. Here we get the sturgeon lab to emphasize a bit more that the sturgeon is under threat. Yeah, I think they're all up there. I think I tried to save them and unbox them, and I think they're all up there. I think I should have some more mods installed than I do. That's on me. That's on me for not being able to tour this perfectly. And we get a final window here into the walrus habitat. Look at this. So cool. I love that we're sunken down so that it's at eye level. I love the rock work. Trademark Iben at this point. We get this little photo booth opportunity. Very, very cringy and neon. And then we go up here, and if all goes well, we end up here. Yes, indeed. I think this is supposed to be a trash can. Ah, this little playpen where you can dig up stuff. So cool. Look at all of this. All of this machinery, these little maps. The steering wheel. Look at all these. Oh, man. Oh, look over there. Okay, yeah, that's kind of ruining the vibe. I'm sorry. Once again, Plant Zoo 2, come on and save us with these aquatics. But look at this. This is so good. And I think we can actually go through here now and enter the deck of the ship. With more custom vending machines. And we can just look around, see the sights of the zoo. Places we've been before, places we're yet to see. Look at the pinnipeds from above. And yeah, the sturgeons are being a bit stupid about all of this. We also get ducks here. Ducks that can dive as well. So they could theoretically get to this other side as well. Where all we get right now is just this sad sturgeon refusing to cooperate. But what a cool... and this crane and everything. Ah, yes. So good. So good. And look at all the detailing. Look at this. It's so good, Iben. You must know this. You must know this, right? How good this is. Okay, now how do we get off? I'm going to assume that we need to sort of go here again and then go here. Alright. We're... Nope. Nope. We'll just ignore explore mode for a bit. I even love the little detailing of these sun, keeping the sun out of these windows. But yeah, let's leave the ship. Same way we came, and we end up here. And I don't know why, but this is one of my favorite places in the zoo. This little like wharf, like harbor, dockside, storage facility, which has actually been turned into a little restaurant here. Amazing. It's so real and rugged. I love it. I'm not quite sure. I haven't looked at this part a lot, so I think we're going to... What does this lead me to? Okay, yeah, the other three zones. I think we have a choice here. We're going to go left because there's bears here. Look at this, look at this tower. Oh, those lodges. I'm being so chaotic once again. Anyway, bears. This is a gorgeous bear habitat for so many reasons. First of all, the rock work, gorgeous. The little barriers here keeping the bears at bay, gorgeous. The bear mod that's used here, Kodiak bear, gorgeous. They're back there. But I believe there's also one fox in here at the very least. But it's a big habitat and it has a lot of beautiful little touches. And I think we get to see it once again at the other side. Because this is a dead end. Okay. We backtrack. I feel like there's more to this, so I'm actually going to zoom out a little bit, because how do we get here? Tricksy. I think we are going to pretend like we booked a room here and go through this gate. Because we are actually important guests and we booked a room here. We're going to go here. Am I wrecking the experience here? These lodges, right? How am I supposed to get here, like, without breaking the rules? I think this is supposed to be an elevator. That's it. Okay, there we go. So yeah, you could theoretically rent one of these lodges here, and I'm quite certain that the last one of these three is the modeled one, And oh guys, it's so cool inside. This is like just like an actual bungalow hotel room with a bathroom, a little safe here, all of the stuff you expect in a hotel room, a water cooker, a little TV, tissue box, this cool lamp, then the painting here of the coast, the seagull, and then you wake up and you get this vibe of the walruses. And let me tell you, as someone who has slept in Paradisa at the walrus habitat, these guys make a lot of noises. They make the funkiest noises at night. Especially the male walrus was just doing fart noises the whole evening and blowing bubbles. What a blast. And yeah, you get this view, this densely packed view there of the bears there as well. Let's hurry back. Over here. The bears are sort of keeping to the back of the habitat, but I think that's also kind of cool that you get glimpses of them. And now we go here. If the bears decide to swim, this is where you shall find them. Really, really cool. This bear habitat is kind of really big. There we go. We're gonna get a good view of the bears there. We are. Really, really cool bear mod, by the way. This is more skinny bear. We'll actually get those foxes. These foxes are really, really brave to be living with these massive guys. Yes, we get the bear swimming, and we are coming closer to the pièce de résistance, but we're not quite there yet. I kind of feel, I almost hope we'll check it out at the end. Feeling like we might have missed something, but yes, those bears swimming. Again, the light tower here. Something at the other end. We're getting glimpses of the forest reindeer and the... What are you? Is that the musk ox? Yes. Alright. Also coming soon to Sunset Gardens, by the way. This is the gorgeous Finnish forest reindeer mod and the musk ox. Both mods, of course, in their gorgeous little habitat. Where you get a really cool, unexpected glimpse to the Chinese palace there. Really, really cool. And then here is Ebenya at the back. Cool stuff, cool barriers. Bears at that side, Maria and Martin. Over here, I think is the bears once again, and I think Goran got luckier here. But this, guys, look at this. This oak tree with the roots exposed and then this little cave under it. And that is actually completely traversable by the bears, and they can sleep under there. I mean, come on, man. That's so cool. That's so cool. This bear habitat is kind of really spectacular, isn't it? It's really big. You get glimpses of it, but never the full scale. Yes, we're not going to Ebenya just yet. This is a very interesting habitat. First of all, let's look at this building. Look at this, guys. It's such a power play of walls built out of cladding, built out of rock wall, built out of faux rocks to make it look like this ruined, sort of French-ish farmhouse building. And then you get, I believe, the skunk, the raccoon, and something else. Others, the otters, yes. Really, really cool. And then you get, oh, look at this building. Come on, man. It's so good. The snowy owl lives here. Yes, indeed. You get a small, humble little snowy owl aviary here. Of course, this being planned too. What's with their feet? Oh, okay, that's just the graphics acting up. Kind of a comedic effect there with their feet. It's just the graphics acting up. But yeah, the snowy owl gets its little aviary here. And then you get another view here of this very diverse and cute animal environment. And then, yes, it's not done yet. This ruined building actually is a home to a colony of bats. Yes, indeed. Ah, look at this roof. Ah, the light filtering in through these holes, all these slats and everything. God, man. Jesus. So cool. This is so cool. Bruh. Anyway, we are now moving to Ebenya. Ebenya, if you're not familiar, although you probably are, is based on Paradise latest edition, Ebenya, one of the biggest tropical, like covered tropical houses in the world, offering home to plenty of American species, South and Northern and Middle American. It has its flaws, sure, but its sheer ambition and scale needs to be respected. And Iben has his own spin on it with Ebenya. By the way, guys, if you want to know a balanced take on Ebenya, go check out Iben and Goran's video about it. I trust very few people more than them when it comes to a balanced take on that place. I haven't been there myself, and if I do, I'll share my views. But I believe those two really pointed out what was good and what was not as good. And I trust their take more than I trust more people's. But this is the Ebenya entrance. There we go. And the first thing you see is this Ebenya atmosphere, but also kind of Burger's Desert, but mostly Ebenya. I'm saying Ebenya, it's Edenya, of course. We get this rocky desert vibe. Look at all these cactuses and then custom palms and plants. Immediately getting this warm, you can immediately imagine the temperature here. And right over here is actually something really cool that I've only just downloaded. It is the iguana as a habitat animal. Which is what they deserve, let's be real. The green iguana here as a habitat animal. And it works perfectly well, like you can see. And as you can sort of tell, right above us, there's a whole bunch of stuff going on. But look at how cool this cactus garden above us. The roof. It works so well as well, by the way, with the overcast setting. Oh man, this is so cool. This is where the ringtail lives in its little cage. They are boxed. Let us unbox them. I had some issues with unboxing the sharks that are coming up. Again, it's probably down to me and not having the right mods or the right settings installed for those mods. If you want to see it as intended, once again, go check out Eben's videos. But this is the ringtail in its little cage here. Cute, small American animal. I love the roots going through the fence here. Framed by the rocks and then the cactuses up top and the sun in our eyes. What a vibe. Great stuff. Cactus as well in the pebbles. And then we are here at eye level with a habitat for, I believe, the... what are you again? That one pig kind of thing. Coati and colored peccary, that's it. We are heading here first, I think. So let's not look at the aquarium just yet. This is the higher up view for the... that was actually Coati sleeping, and there is the peccary. Yes, indeed. The Coati does have some climbing stuff available to it. It's so cool. I want to build something like this. Here's the thing, guys. Sunset Gardens, if you're not aware, the zoo I'm building, also loosely based on Paradise, was also going to have an Edenya dome. And I kind of feel like now that I've looked at this, it's like, ah man, someone already did it, and I'm not going to do it like this. I'll give it a go. I'll give it my best shot. It's the last thing that I'm going to build in Plant Zoo 1, probably. It's going to be my take on Ebenya. Oh, look at this view. Look at this view. You get one of the smallest animals in the game, and then you get lowering down into the building, the tropical trees, and then the outside trees, and then the cities. That is so good. That is wonderful. So yeah, when you see me building my Ebenya, I'll probably just be loading this file and kind of stealing from Iben. Also a trend, by the way, I've noticed in my zoo tours is that I just announce theft willingly and freely. And now we are going to go underwater in once again a great thing that is going to be even better when Plant Zoo 2 comes around, and that is the shark. Look, I tried unboxing them, but it's being a bit difficult. And it's probably down to me not having the right stuff in my game. But yeah, you get the shark aquarium, and just in like Ebenya, it has this sort of sunken palace temple feel. And you get the black tip reef shark, you get the moray eel, I believe there's a zebra shark in here as well. And I love the vibe that the temple is already outside here, and actually not just outside here, but we are also inside it, as you can tell. But there is a shark tunnel, and this works, of course, and it works really well using... Oh, but this is going to be so much easier in the future. And just think of, if you know how... I mean, what am I trying to say? This is already so good, right? You know what I mean? This is top tier Planet Zoo design. But the ease with which this is going to be possible in the sequel means that the floor has been raised for everyone, right? For building aquariums, but the ceiling has also been raised immensely. Everyone's going to be able to build something like this. But the best builders, not to denigrate anyone, but the best builders are going to be able to do absolutely breathtaking things. So it's going to be my honor and privilege touring all of that crazy stuff for you when the time comes. I look forward to it so much. And then, leaving the tunnel, that is not supposed to be... Let's pause the game right here. Alright, all of the animals were acting up a little bit. They were on top of an area that they didn't need to be. But this is a great moment. You leave this tunnel and you enter this very Ebenya inspired environment. Where, yeah, in Ebenya this is just one long narrow thing. This here, it winds around a cliff. But it features a whole bunch of sort of pantanal animals. The maned wolf, the spider monkey, the anteater, and the tapir are in here in a crazy mixed habitat that I don't think in the real world actually is working as intended. I believe the maned wolves have already been taken out of here. But look at the vibe here, of course. The brown, the green, the overcast roof over there. Great stuff. I don't think we're supposed to be in here. Oh, we'll go there later then. We are supposed to be in here. That's actually... But I think... Yeah. I think... Yeah, we don't need to be in there yet. But look at this great stuff. I love the climbing frame for the monkeys also stretching around here. There's so many animals in here. They can actually get all the way up here should they choose to do so. Knowing Plant Zoo, they probably rarely do so. Oh, capybara are in here as well. It is a huge mix of animals. Oh, there's a stairway. Can we get up here? Let's try and explore. It doesn't seem to be... I don't think we're supposed to be there. But yeah. Great stuff. And then we get this aquarium for the arapaima, the pacu, and the manatee. And arapaima, great mod, pacu as well. Gorgeous South American fish. Big, powerful, strong. We get some... a river ray, I think it is the ocellated river stingray. Where's the manatees? Okay, so I put manatees in here. I don't know why they hadn't been loaded in, but they're not all getting into the water. That's what you get with these intricate builds. The game sort of fights against you, but you get this cute little, I believe, axolotl exhibit right across from the gorgeous arapaima, pacu, and then the manatee. There you go. What an amazing place. What an amazing aquarium once again. What a cool place, man. This is so cool. This is such a great interpretation of the real place. And I think we're now getting to another great place. Perhaps, in my view, one of the best places in the entire zoo. We get 2 aviaries here. Number 1, right over here. Look at how cool this looks. Look at the netting, the structures, the fences. We get the scarlet ibis. We get iguanas, actually, the white-faced whistling duck. So cool. The ibis providing the dots of color. Look at them standing on the rocks there. That's so cool. But it also has butterflies in here. There's so much going on. This is so cool. Look at the winding path, making sure we get the actual mileage out of this path that we need to. Not just a straight line, but making sure that we get to see everything. And we can spend plenty of time in here. It's so cool. Look at the iguana swimming over there. Not sure if they actually do that, but oh, there's monkeys in here as well. Why did I even know that? There's monkeys. There's sakis in here. It seems to be glitching out a little bit. Let's place you here, Pedro. Come on, Pedro, you are free. Ah, look at this. Butterflies, ducks. Ebenya here as a background. Cute little ibis walking past. Great stuff, great fencing. Just a gorgeous little place. Truly. Phew. We've been seeing our fair share of boxed animals though. That's just what you get in complex builds like this. Let's not step on these iguanas. And there you go. Ah, it's so cool. It's so intricate, and we get some toucans as well. Keel-built toucans. More of the ducks. There's so much going on, and then you even get flamingos in their own little pool here. And toucans standing on the rocks there. It's so cool. Look at these support poles. What a fantastic aviary. Truly one of the... Oh! Truly one of the best aviaries you've seen. And then the next one coming up is very much inspired by, once again, a Belgian zoo. By the Plankendaal aviary for the penguin, Inca stern. They also have flamingos in there, but that's not what they do in this zoo. But look at this. Ah, it's so cool. The Inca... Did I call it Inca stern? Inca tern, of course, in English. But look at it flying past with its funny little mustache face. Look at these cool support poles. Ah, man, look at this. This rock work. The green, the white bird poop. The moss on top of the rocks. The whole coastline feel. The water, everything about this. And then the city in the background. The rock cladding here, Ebenya next to us. What a fantastic, fantastic build. This is so nice. This is so cool. It really, really is. I know we've seen a lot of cool stuff, but somehow this, whenever I see this, both on the video or now that I'm here, it might just be my favorite place in the zoo. It's so good. It's so real. It's based on a real place, of course. And then you leave through here and you're going to recognize the place that we end up right over here. And I believe, unless I missed something, that we've now covered the Zoo of Ghent. In case you couldn't tell, it's actually not that big. Right, if you see it, it covers like almost half of a map, but you have to take into account that a lot of this is like set dressing, still very detailed, of course, with cranes and everything and buildings, making sure there's a nice backdrop for the zoo. But it's intricate and detailed and layered, but it's not crazy big. I actually encourage you to download this file yourself. Get the needed mods, perhaps get the file without the modded animals or the guests and everything. I went big and did the full file. But let's see if we missed anything here. This is the aviary here. The Eurasian section. Looking at it from top down. The Africa savanna. The huge plaza here. This is all of the African section we had with the okapi, the Red River hog, deforestation zone, the markhor, the takin, the whole elephant yard. Oh, it's actually a separate bull yard, I think. I think this is just for the male. Yeah, makes sense. The rhino over here. So cool. Oh, hang on. Is it just... Can this rhino get to the other side, or is this also a separated... Yes, these are also two separated rhinos. Also something I didn't realize. Okay, we're learning stuff. Tapirs, the cool big building with the elephant stables behind it. Ah, man. The simple, understated, but wonderful entrance here. The ship. Oh, man, the ship. Oh, are the sturgeons in the water? Not really. That's on me. I think I need more mods to make this work. Ah, I also love the touch here of the floating barrels, sort of suggesting enrichment. Ah, so cool, man. What a zoo. Iben, what a fantastic place. Really, really, really. I'm going to be relying heavily on your Ebenya build here to build my own sort of approximation of the Paradise thing. It is so cool. I love the transition that you get each time through the aquariums, through the rainforest. Great stuff. Look at the manatees not cooperating. But believe it or not, guys, that is actually it. That is our tour of the Zoo van Ghent, the Zoo of Ghent. It's gonna be another long one, but I hope you enjoyed watching. Go download the zoo yourself. Go check it out. The Zoo van Ghent, the Zoo of Ghent by Iben, is a bona fide masterpiece by one of the pillars of the community. A stand-up guy. He knows a lot about zoos and about game development as well, and just a voice of reason, often in the Discord as well, in the Discords that you can find him. So go look him up, check out his channel, check out his workshop, and I'll see you next time for either Sunset Gardens or another zoo tour. We're gonna have fun in these final months of Plant Zoo 1. It's gonna be a farewell lap for this amazing game, and I can't wait to see what's coming next. Thank you, and I'll see you soon.